What's an investor to do? We hear about the malaise in the United States. We hear about the growth in the BRIC countries of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. And now there's a lot of buzz about Africa, the last great underdeveloped continent on planet Earth. Is this a good place to put your hard-earned capital? Let's take a look at this on this Safe Insight for August 5th, 2014. Africa, a huge continent filled with beauty, misery, wonderment, and opportunity. But is that opportunity real? First, let's together recognize that Africa is a big continent, and it's as varied as any on the planet. From the south, with South Africa still recovering from its redevelopment as an economy, to the north, with Libya still mired in the throes of civil war. If you're going to invest in Africa, first know which part of Africa. For example, the South Sudan, recently having received independence from Sudan, is experiencing a whopping 24% annual GDP growth rate. So that looks promising, right? But recognize they're still mired in civil war, which could end in any number of problematic ways. Africa in general is the last great developmental opportunity. As the rest of the world came through the technological breakthroughs of the last century, Africa was left largely behind, except for South Africa. Therefore, these nations are set to benefit from improvements in communication, transportation, and other core infrastructure programs that have already benefited the rest of the world. This is a very early stage developmental situation, though, where education and government stability are just beginning. The United Nations, for example, has just established a K-12 education program, which it's now offering free for families throughout Africa. This is an important part of beginning a growth path for most of the continent. Now, there are exchange-traded funds that offer African investment opportunity. One focus is on South Africa exclusively, for example, one on Nigeria, which is beginning to recover from decades of civil war, and one on Africa and the Middle East as a combined opportunity. If you're holding long-term money and you can afford to take a risk with a portion of it, you might want to consider Africa to help gain superior returns from this continent as it comes up to global middle-class status over the next 20 years.